we have it easy on these guitars with open tuning because you just change the cable.
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing flute, now you've got to think the same scale pattern in a whole other key. It's like, well, or for the violin, you know, same kind of thing. There's, you know, there's no frets. There's no, you can't cable up the violin. Yeah.
It's tricky.
It is tricky.
You can't cable
And for the keyboard player.
You can't cable a trombone.
Yeah, same. Well, yeah, same trumpet. You know, those flugelhorn.
Which is something that's good for dance leaders to keep in mind, because if you watch Shabda and he says, oh, I think B flat's too low, let's go to B, and he can do it right like that, and then you go back to your home circle and you do that to your keyboard player or your violinist, they may not be able to handle that change that quickly.
I know to choose someone who has spiritual depth and use their music as a spiritual practice, or if I see that, maybe they don't say that, but if I have that sense, I'm like, okay, you could come to the, Any tips for just the very beginning of a tuning and in that situation, I would be thankful to hear.
Could I speak to that?
Yeah.
Invite them to your house, have a jam session, play music, there's no pressure in the circle. Build the attunement there, and then ask them to come into the circle if you feel that that's a good match.
Musicians who are good enough are interested in being soloists, and the ones who aren't. But that's where also developing it within your own circle. Handing a person a guitar and saying, "We'll see you in a week."
Pick someone who understands scales. Pick a good singer and teach them to tune 115, 115. I had a guitar I wasn't playing. I handed it to the accordion player, who wasn't playing in our circle, but had a musical sense. He understood scales. I taught him to tune 115, 115, and he became a very serviceable, made a real contribution.
Earlier, when Shabda mentioned playing oud for 10 minutes a day, he already has this reservoir of knowledge of a trained ear, and so a lot of times if you have someone who's played any kind of different instrument, even drums, which aren't melodic, because drummers have a natural capability to know, well, the rhythmic aspect's almost more important sometimes than the notes, and they would be able to pick it up very quickly, easily.
There are a few aspects I found that are important and in any circle, and especially with beginners, which is to tune to the tonic. Choose a tonic for the evening so they don't have to retune their instruments. Try to find things that are all about in the same key, and create a sonic field of the tonic when you get together. Sing the note, play and sing the note. So the tonic serves a lot to just harmonize us all.
Feel how authentic it is without instruments. Not to worry.
Yeah.
Half the world does zikr without instruments. No. 7, 8.
It was the regular guitar player, and then somebody who was a dancer who loves auto harp and wanted to play. And I said yes. I always say yes. Yes, you can come. Please come. So they were not entirely tuned. And he was used to this fast thing, and she is very slow. So then, and we were having.
Invite them to dinner and play together.
Yeah. But it was just
It's way harder to do that than it is to lead a dance without musicians.
It is. Well, but here's what I said, and then I thought, because we'd been having this, so I thought, oh, if we add a drum, it will.
Make sure that get on tape.
Yeah. No. And so it was just so much worse, and I had asked a person to drum out of desperation to try to get through, and then in the middle, I kept thinking, it's gonna, and I'm slapping my thigh, and it never did. I had to ask the drummer. I said, okay, we don't really need the drum anymore, thanks. And then we kept doing, and it still, herked and jerked around. But I tell you, that song that it took 5 minutes to get us all on the same beat. People loved it. And it was partly relief, I think. but truly, the spirit of it was there, and so it's important to remember, I think.
The dancers have their own magic.